Hey everyone, just going to show you the new track cleaner we've gotten. As you saw in the pictures at the start, we've just gotten ourselves a new dapol one. Started off this lovely bright blue colour. So just here's the one we already had. We already gave it a new paint job and added some little bits on it just to make it look like it would fit in. It's a little bit rusty, it's been around for a while. So I'm just going to swing round the little train we've got here for pulling it all. And there's the new one there. So as you can see, it's got its numbers and its British Rail arrows. It's got some walkways going across the top and a few other little bits just to make it fit in properly. And there's the Class 37 that's going to be pulling all this. So we'll just fire it up and get it going. This particular Class 37 has a bass reflex and the new type of sound chip in it, so it's got a bit more oomph to it. The layout just to let you see how much the buffing pad's going to do on the new one and how much our homemade little pads are going to pick up just going around the track. So it should pick up a fair bit of dirt. We've also got a little pad on that yellow one there, so it'll be picking up things as well. So we'll just see how that does. Right, so I'm just going to take the pads off the track cleaners now and we'll see how much they've managed to lift up. Right, so that's the one with our makeshift pad on it. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So it's managed to pick up a fair bit. For one trip round, that's quite good. So we'll have a look at our yellow one as well, as it's got a pad on it. So it's got a few marks on it. It wasn't quite sitting right, but it's got not too bad, as I say, for one trip. So it's not very dirty, but all this one's been doing is buffing and putting down the dapol track cleaning fluid. So I'm just gonna wipe the track to see what kind of finish it's given us on it. just to let you know how good a job it's actually doing. So I'll just do it round a bit here. So there you go. I was putting a fair bit of pressure on there, and it's really quite clean. If you were to run that round about 4 times or such, maybe just before you're running your trains or that, it would definitely make the difference, and it would begin to bring your track back up to a runnable level.
Our track's not that dirty anyway, because we do actually try and run the track cleaner before we run any trains, and sometimes we'll run the track cleaner at the end of running trains. So it does pick up a fair amount. It doesn't pick up everything, granted, but it will help for your DCC layout, because tracks do have to be relatively clean for DCC, especially if you're running sound. So if you've seen our layout, you'll realise that we've got a lot of out the way areas, and this is the best way we've come up with so far to actually reach the out the way areas. When we first started doing it, some of the pads, they were coming back really black, especially in the tunnels and that where we can't go. So it is quite a good idea. It works for us. Whether it works for anybody else, well, we don't know, but it does work for us. But we just found the dapol track cleaner to start with, because the pad, I feel the pads don't get enough pressure on the track. That's why they don't pick up as well. But making the makeshift pad, it's got a better grip on the track. It's not spinning round, so it's more or less acting the same as what your fingers are. I mean, you think about it, if you're rubbing the track with your fingers, you're actually running your fingers up about 3 or 4 times. That's the equivalent of a track cleaner going round the track 3 or 4 times. So, like I say, it works for us, and if anybody wants to try it, you should try it. Give it a bash, see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? You have to go back to using your fingers and a white rag again. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video, and I'll turn you back to my son, who might have something else to say, I'm not sure.
So now I'm just going to take you to the making of one of our makeshift pads, just in case that's the way you want to go about this. So I'll do that now. Right, so what you're going to need is a pair of scissors. You're going to need one of these, which is one of the old pads that you can get. Usually it's got like a buffing disc on there, but we've taken that off, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this, which is basically just an old cotton white shirt. The white due to the fact we want to see what it's going to be picking up, and the cotton because we find that's the best material for doing this. So I'm just going to place it on there. You're also going to need something like this. This is a permanent marker. You can use something like a Sharpie marker, anything like that. And you want to just get a rough circle. Doesn't have to be brilliant. I know my one's not exactly a full perfect circle here. So take that off. You want to take your scissors and just cut out. Right, so as you can see there, I've got my little circle. Not exactly perfect, but there you go. So I've got that. What you're also going to need is an elastic band. I've got this little blue one, so that'll do perfectly for me. And you just wrap it up around the edges, so it's all bundled up like that. So as you can see there, then you've got the full pad on the bottom being covered. And take your elastic band, put it round like that, twist, and like that, twist, round, twist, and round. So there you go, one pad. Right, got a bit of rag at the top there, so we're just going to chop that off. there you go. So, track cleaner, stuff. Push that on to the bottom of there, that's on, and as you can see, there you go. So, that's it, now fitted with its new track cleaning pad. So, there you go. And then that'll just sit on the track. So, that's how we clean our track. If you want to give it a try, that's up to you, we've shown you how. We find that a useful way of cleaning our track, as we've got a lot of out of reach areas. So the pad that we had on the yellow coach, which was this yellow coach here that was going round, the pad, you can get from Gauge Master. You can get from Gauge Master.
Notch.
Notch.
Yeah, it's not a company that makes them. Notch.
Huh.
And Gauge Master.
You can get them from Notch and Gauge Master, is it?
Huh?
Right. Yeah. So these pads you can get from Notch and Gauge Master. They're only about £2 odds for a pack of 4, and you can get them off of eBay. And our plan is we're going to add them to at least maybe like the brake coach of every one of our coaches that go in the back of our trains, so that no matter what train we're running, it is going to be in some form cleaning our track. So it should keep the track at a decent level for the running.